Hello, this is Chris Hammond with chrisdoc.com. Welcome back to our DNN 9 video series. In this video, we're going to try to keep it brief and talk to you about what a theme is within DNN 9. Now, before we get into that, we do assume that you already have DNN 9 installed and you're logged into your website with admin or edit permissions. And then we'll go ahead and get into the details around what a theme is. Now, in our next video in the series, we'll talk to you about what layouts are, and then after that, we'll talk about containers. These are all parts of a theme, but we just want to kind of get into the high-level details here on this particular video. So we're going to go ahead and switch over here to our DNN 9 website. I am already logged in, and I'm going to go ahead and immediately go to the edit pencil down in the bottom left-hand corner. Now, the topic of the video is, what is a theme? Well, a theme within DNN 9 is what controls the look and feel and the layout of our DNN 9 website and the pages and modules within that DNN 9 website. We currently, on this home page on our website, have the sample theme applied. Now, the sample theme is a theme that we created in Visual Studio in a prior video in the series. The sample theme provides this blue nav bar across the top of the site. Within that nav bar, we've got an area for our logo, our navigation bar itself with the pages that are available on our site. We have a search menu and then profile options for the currently logged in user. After that, we have some layouts down below which allow us to place modules or content onto our pages into different areas. Those areas are known as panes. We'll talk about those in a future video. Now, the look and feel of this particular page, the background, the colors, the fonts, etc., are all controlled by the theme that we have applied to this page. So let's go ahead and see which or how we control that theme for the page. So we're going to go ahead and click on the gear icon in the bottom and go ahead and click on Advanced and go to the Appearance option. So this will take us to the page settings, and we're in the Advanced tab in the Appearance option for the home page. Now from here, we have the ability to choose a theme that we've applied to this page. Right now, we have that sample theme applied. We could completely change the look and feel of this page by choosing the Exilian theme. And if we wanted to, we could go ahead and hit Save. That would go ahead and save and apply this particular theme. But instead of doing that, I'm just going to choose the preview theme, layout, and container, just to show you how much different this home page can look like just by changing that theme. Now you'll see the blue bar is completely gone from the top. We now have a dark gray bar with our profile info. And then we have the logo down beneath of that. The navigation for the site is over to the far right side of the page now. So you can see, just by changing that theme, our page has completely changed. Now, we didn't actually apply it. We're just in a preview state where we're looking at the page without this saved. So if I go and close the window, none of those changes have actually been saved. If we wanted to apply those, we can go ahead and click Save below. Now, each theme is going to have its own collection of layouts and containers available. So you'll notice when I have the Exilian theme selected, I have 5 different layout options. And if we go to the containers, we've got, let's just say 12. I'm not even going to count it. There's more than 2. Now, if I go to the sample theme option, you'll see that that particular theme currently has 3 layouts. Now, those layouts all have the same thumbnail. We haven't created a thumbnail for this particular package yet. We will in a future video. So there's 3 layout options, and then we have 2 container options, one called blank and one called main. So every theme in DNN is going to have its own unique collection of layouts and containers. Those control other aspects of the site, which we'll talk about in the next couple of videos in our DNN 9 video series. Now, we're currently at the page level. We're controlling what the page known as home is called. We could go to every other page on our site and make changes to the theme and the layout and the containers that are applied to those pages. Or if we would like to apply a theme and its layouts and its containers to every page on our site, we can do so in mass. So if we go ahead and go to the Manage icon, which are the 2 wrenches in the persona bar here in DNN 9, and we go to the themes option, what we're going to see here is we now have control over the default theme for our particular website. Now, in this case, in the case of DNN 9 sites that are set up fresh, they all have the Exilion theme selected by default. So this means the default theme for a site is the theme that will be used on every page of a website when that page doesn't have its own theme, its own layout, its own container applied. So in this case, this site has the Exilion theme applied as the default. And what we can do is we can then up above, and we see that down below, excuse me. So up above, what we can do is we can then choose of the 5 layouts that come with this particular theme, which of these do we want to make as either the site layout, which is if you mouse over one of these icons, you'll see, depending on what's selected, there's 2 options. There's a set site layout option, and there's a set edit layout option. And if you mouse over the one that's called admin right now, what you'll see is that admin layout currently has a little E over it, and the inner layout has a little S over it. Well, right now, the admin layout on this particular DNN 9 install, the Exilion admin layout is set as the edit layout within DNN. The inner layout is set as the site layout. What's the difference between a site layout and an edit layout? Well, an edit layout is in particular used for modules that have to load up a separate visual control when you go to edit them. So if maybe you're working with an article module and it loads up an edit control, it will typically load up in an edit layout. And by default, an edit layout, actually not by default, but typically when someone creates a skin or a theme in DNN, they will create an edit layout in which the edit layout has a content pane that stretches the full width of the site, where a site layout typically has the content pane may or may not stretch the full width of the site, but you will also or oftentimes have more panes available to you. Now, we'll talk more about layouts in the next video in our series, but what we can do here is we can choose what do we want the default layout to be. Now, in this case, we've got the Exilion theme selected. I want to go ahead and apply the sample theme as my default. So I'm going to mouse over the sample theme, and I'm going to choose the paint roller icon. That prompts me if I want to apply this theme as the default. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. And then I can choose from the layouts that are part of this theme, and I can choose which one is going to be the edit and which one's going to be the site layout. Well, in the sample theme, I have a layout called edit. So I'm going to go ahead, mouse over that, and choose the set edit layout option. That will make the edit layout be the default for any edit modules that need to be loaded. And then the home layout is currently set as the site layout, so that will be applied to pretty much every page on our site. Now, there's also a pop-up skin, and you'll notice, or you might have seen in the Exilion theme, it had a skin just called pop-up, or a layout just called pop-up. That's typically used for modal controls that get loaded. You can ignore that. You would never apply that to a page when you create a page in DNN, unless you were creating a page that you didn't want to have navigation or kind of other key elements applied to. So at this point, I've applied the sample theme with the edit and the home layouts applied to my website. Now, in the next video in our series, we'll talk to you about what a layout actually controls. And just to give you a glimpse, it controls the panes, the positions where you can place modules on a page. But we'll go into more details on that in the next video in our series. This has been Chris Hammond with ChrisTalk.com. Thanks for watching.